This is the 1965 Japanese spy film, the title of which translates to International Secret Police Key of Keys. Only it isn't. Most people think it is, but this movie is actually a mix of scenes from Key of Keys and that movie's predecessor, International Secret Police Keg of Powder. These two films were combined and then dubbed over and retitled What's Up Tiger Lily for American audiences.
We took a Japanese film, made in Japan by Japanese actors and actresses. We bought it. And I took out all the soundtrack. I knocked out all their voices. And I wrote a comedy. And the result is a movie where people are running around, killing one another and, all doing all those James Bondian things. But what's coming out of their mouth is something wholly other.
Henry G. Saperstein was a producer known for making fast money off popular trends. And noticing the craze for the then fairly new James Bond franchise, he purchased two Japanese spy films in the hope that he could sell them to America. He exhibited the movies once and they were laughed at, and not in a good way. So rather than taking a financial loss, he decided to make them a comedy. And who else would you pick other than Woody Allen?
They came to me to supervise the project, because I think that if you know me at all, you know that death is my bread and danger my butter. Or danger's my bread and death is my butter. No, wait. Danger's my bread. Death? No, death. No, I'm sorry. Death and danger are my various breads and various butters. Right?
Woody Allen was just a stand-up comedian at the time, known for his one-liners. He had shot the self-penned movie What's New Pussycat, in which he had a small role, but was awaiting release, when Allen was approached by Saperstein to take charge of the comedic redub of the re-edited version of the films, to be released as an hour-long TV special, to which Allen agreed.
So he and his future wife, Louise Lasser, they holed up in the Stanhope Hotel in New York City and wrote jokes for days. They'd just keep running the movie over and over again, bring in friends, and they'd make up jokes, and then they went and they dubbed this in.
Though some sources credit this as Woody Allen's first movie as a director, he has no on-screen credit for those duties. That goes to the director of the original film, Senkichi Taniguchi. Woody Allen has a special material writing credit and an associate producer credit. And the people credited for dubbing the movie also take a screenwriting credit for co-writing, as much of the film was improvised in the recording booth.
Harrison pig, Spartan dog, take this. Where's this? Roman cow, Russian snake.
Among those vocal performers were Louise Lasser, Woody Allen's then girlfriend and star of his first three movies, Take the Money and Run, Bananas, and Everything You Always Want to Know About Sex But Were Afraid to Ask. And also Mickey Rose, Allen's co-writer on those first two movies, Take the Money and Run and Bananas.
I object, Your Honor. This trial is a travesty. It's a travesty of a mockery, of a sham, of a mockery, of a travesty, of two mockeries, of a sham.
The film is rather funny, the new plot centering around the hunt for a secret recipe for the world's greatest egg salad.
Gangsters have stolen my secret recipe for egg salad. And not only that, they kill, they maim, and they call information for numbers they could easily look up in the book.
The lead spy now going by the name
Phil Moskowitz, Lovable Road.
With freshly filmed cutaways featuring Allen himself.
Woody, because the story is a little bit difficult to follow, would you give the audience and myself a brief rundown on what's gone on so far?
No.
The humour being at its strongest when the disparate nature of the words and picture are at their most contrasting.
Don't tell me what I can do, or I'll have my mustache eat your beard.
But there are times when the silly plot and the images link so well together that you forget that this isn't actually what's happening in this movie.
When I first saw this film, of course this came out in '66, right. I was pretty young, I'm happy to say, but when I finally saw it, probably around 1971, the print that I saw had Woody Allen's commentary pieces cut out of it. So when I saw it, I thought this was a real movie. I had no idea it was a gag. I didn't know it had been redubbed. And I went for years thinking that there was this crazy Japanese movie about an egg salad recipe, up until probably when I went to college. And of course, the day that the, not art history, but cinema history class, kind of came on to me. I've been duped.
Yes.
It was pretty embarrassing.
The powers that be were so pleased with the outcome of the redubbing that they decided to release the film theatrically, but with a mere 60-minute running time it needed to be extended. That's when, without Alan's agreement, the popular music band The Loving Spoonful were edited into the film. 2 songs were added which play out in their entirety, plus a couple of extra scenes which make reference to the contemporary soundtrack.
Somehow I would have met you anyhow. You picked it up and made a holy cow. You folks that don't see me now.
Now, I've always rather liked The Loving Spoonful, so their inclusion was a bonus as far as this viewer is concerned. But Woody Allen, a jazz fan, was not happy with the changes and tried to sue, but ended up dropping the case when the movie proved to be a hit.
I am Wing Fat. Wong is my competitor.
Well, 2 Wongs don't make a white.
The Loving Spoonful would release the music as a soundtrack LP, which would include an audio excerpt of Woody Allen taken from the movie.
Debt is my bread, and danger my butter.
In interviews later in his career, Woody Allen dismissed this film as a novelty. And he's right, it is. But it's a funny one. If there's a problem with it, then it's the fact that the joke wears thin over the 18-minute runtime. This would never be released as a movie these days, as it's the sort of thing that would work better as a series of YouTube shorts.
You want egg salad? I'll give you egg salad. Did you bring the mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise?
I told you to take a jar.
As far as I'm aware, it is not currently available to be streamed anywhere legally, but DVDs can still be picked up fairly easily and rather cheap, and I'd say it's worth checking out if you're in the mood for the silly. I am currently working on a short film to be shot on 16mm, which looks lovely but costs a bomb. If you would like to help me out with this endeavour, you can send me a one-time donation via Ko-Fi. There's a link below this video, and cheers in advance. Do check out my other videos too, there's lots of good ones which have been squashed by the algorithm so don't have many views. And subscribe if you like this sort of thing, there's lots more to come. I'm Scott Kingsnorth, and I'm making a movie.